let me tell you something. Toxic people are holding you back. Did you know that you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with? It's a fact. Jim Rohn said it. And in order to build a successful, happy, positive life, you gotta build your foundation on fertile ground. And with that being said, we gotta detect the weeds and pull them out. So first things first, how do you spot a toxic person? Well, for one, they don't make you feel good. You feel drained after hanging out with them, even during hanging out with them. Maybe you feel angry or annoyed or sad. Toxic people just don't make you feel good, and they're never happy supporting your wins. Have you ever been around a friend or family member or somebody that maybe seemed a little jealous after you had some sort of great accomplishment, like a promotion, for example, or a new car? And they're like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And you're like, I kind of expected a little bit more than that. And then you kind of like brush it off because you're like, "Oh, well, that's my friend," or that's my boyfriend. "Oh, that's my mom." Like, you don't expect them to be that way, because especially when you're around toxic people for a long period of time, you tend to look over these small, seemingly small little things, which in the end turn out to cultivate into something bigger and something heavier. Literally, these things can chain you and hold you back from your greatness, your great accomplishments. And I believe that mindset is everything. And it's really hard to do anything great when your mindset is being attacked, when your mind is being attacked, when your spirit is being attacked. Another way that you can recognize these people is feeling the need to impress them. You don't even feel comfortable being yourself. You feel like you have to hide away, or you have to put on a show, or you have to be somebody that you're not in order to feel accepted by them. That's not a true friend. That's not a true supporting, loving person who actually cares about you in your life. And if you feel like you're constantly being pulled into gossip or drama or even just negative conversation, that needs to go. You need to cut it. Cut it out. And of course, the biggest, most honestly obvious way that you can spot toxic people is them literally putting you down. Literally saying, "Oh my God, you're so ugly, you're so incapable, you're so lazy, I don't even know why I'm around you." But then like, it's always this push and pull. And that's like very manipulative behavior. Like gaslight you, but then make it seem like they're in the right and you're wrong, and you should feel sorry, but they're never sorry. It's an endless cycle. I think deep down, you know when someone is not good for you. And it's really, really hard to let go of these people, especially when they've been around for so long, even your whole life, or if you just have a really like strong connection to them. Not necessarily like, obviously, like lovingly, more like having a child with them or them being blood related to you and things like that. Like, that's very difficult to let go of. I do have to say, I'm not saying that that's not hard, but maybe if I tell you how this is affecting you, you'll consider how important it is to do that. In order to move forward in life, you must let go of everything that is holding you back. Anything that is costing you your peace is too expensive. Way too expensive. Whenever you're around toxic people, it's literally weighing you down. You ever feel that weight on your shoulders? Or maybe you have like a lot of shoulder pain, you feel really tense all the time. Yeah, that's the weight that toxic people are having in your life. It's literally a burden. Being around these type of people literally drain you. They take and they take and they take until there is nothing left for you. What other energy and zest for life do you have when you give all of that to other people, like how are you going to put any of that into something for yourself? A lot of times, these people don't bring out the best in you. Other cases, they actually bring out the worst. Just think about how you feel when you're with these type of people. Are you being brought down? Are you being unsupported and ridiculed for your big ideas and your big dreams? It's costing you way too much to keep these people in your life. If you want any sort of greatness or happiness or peace or joy, you have to make the sacrifice. A lot of times, these people don't support you in making positive changes. And it's usually only because of their own insecurities. They probably know that they're a piece of crap sometimes, and they treat you like crap, but they don't want you to know that. And that's the tricky part. Sometimes they try to play it like you're the problem, but really they know that they're the problem. So don't let these people make you doubt yourself, because they're going to try, trust me. So since you know that these people need to be removed, how do you remove them? You have to make the hard decision now so you don't have to pay a hard price later. It's not going to be easy. And most importantly, you can't expect them to change. Oh, and don't think that you can change them. This is not the Captain Save-A-Ho show. This is you trying to take a hold of your life because you value it, because it's such a beautiful life, and making something from it, and not allowing these people to literally pull you down. Have you ever heard of the crabs in a bucket metaphor, where there's a bunch of crabs in a bucket, and literally when a crab is trying to climb out, the other ones at the bottom pull them back down. And it's a constant cycle. Even if all of them are still in the bucket, not one of them want to see them succeed and get out. That's kind of like what toxic people are like. They never want to see you succeed because they know deep down that maybe they're not going to succeed. I'm going to share a priceless piece of advice to help you. It's called DBD. It's distance, block, delete. Even if it starts off with distancing yourself, do what you got to do. Create that separation. Slowly push away from these people. In other cases, just block them. Just block their number, block their email, block their social media. You want to cut them out. Cut it. Separate yourself from this kind of energy. You don't want any part of that moving forward. And then you can delete. You could just delete their number. Actually, delete them out of your life. Just completely forget they ever existed, and you move on, you forgive, but you don't forget. But you forgive, and you move on. And that forgiveness is mostly for yourself. It's not for them. It's just for you to find that inner peace in order to heal and move forward. But please, please, for the love of God, do not be too nice. I, for one, am the one to speak because I am a very nice person. I'm very kind. I'm not sure if you can tell just through this whole little interaction right here, but I literally have been told that I'm the nicest person in the world. Am I? I don't know about that, but it does take a lot for you to push my buttons. Doesn't mean that you should do it, but I've been too nice in situations where I shouldn't have. And it's really easy for people to see that as a weakness and take advantage of your kindness. So don't fall into the trap of, oh, well, I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want them to feel bad. They've already done enough. They've already made you feel horrible. Don't give them the courtesy that they never gave you. Let it go. Let it be. Move on. You do not owe anyone an explanation. Whatever you decide to do, if it is good for you, if you delete them, if you block them, if you distance yourself, you don't need to tell anyone why. All you need to do is do what's best for you. The most important thing that you can do after recognizing these people, knowing how they're affecting you negatively, and letting them go, you have to take time to heal yourself. Being around constant negativity and being put down is really tolling on your mind, your body, and your soul. So you have to cultivate a positive mind. You have to love yourself and find that peace. Be patient and kind to you. And these loving, patient, kind people will come. Because now, once you let these people go, you would have freed up space in order for greater things to fill that in. And don't be afraid to find a support group or therapy. Lord knows I need therapy. I've never had therapy, but I think I've been a pretty good therapist for myself, thanks to YouTube and books. But if you do have the ability to get professional help, I highly recommend it. Sometimes it's really good to talk to Sometimes it's really good to talk to Sometimes it's really good. Okay. Sometimes it's really good to talk these things out with a professional and not your Target cashier. Don't be afraid to seek help because we all need it. We're not supposed to go through this life alone. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. We need people. That's just how it is. But we need good people. We need really kind people. And the most important piece of advice I have for you today, please do not go back to your old ways. Do not go back to those familiar faces, those familiar places that are not good for you. Let it go, close that door, burn the boats, and don't look back. I'm sure a lot of people give advice and can speak about things like that, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not some sort of scholar that has studied these type of things, but I have learned from my own personal experience. I have been hurt many, many times throughout my life, and I know how it feels to be in toxic relationships. And I know how it feels to be in toxic relationships almost my whole life. I am the way I am because I've learned from these experiences. So I'm not regretful, and I wish everyone peace who has ever made me feel lesser than. But at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. And as hard as it may be, as heartbreaking as it might be, when you think of a future full of light, full of laughter, full of peace and joy, if there are people in your life that don't fit in that picture, you gotta let them go. Because it's the sacrifice for the greater good. And in this case, the greater good is a great life. If it doesn't make you feel good, then it's not good. And if there are people that you are thinking about as you're watching this video, take some time to write it down. Like, what is it about this relationship that's not serving you? And if it's not serving you, why are you letting it not? Why are you allowing this in your life? I know as a woman, it's really hard to create boundaries without making it seem like, oh, well, we're too much, or we're just asking for a lot, or we're too prissy or spoiled. And if you can't respect my boundaries, I can't have you in my life. That is a non-negotiable. So please stand firm on your boundaries and take care of yourself. You set the standard for how other people treat you. So treat yourself better than anyone you know. And those better people will come. But I'm wishing you the best in this. I'm assuming since you clicked on this, you probably need some help in this area. This is the first step to making a positive change. Because if right now you're watching this, you're seeking help, you're in a good place. You're realizing things that needed to be realized, and I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. So hopefully this video was of some value to you. I know that when I was dealing with my toxic relationships, I really wish that I had more I guess, common sense to look up videos on how to go about approaching letting these people go. But here I am, talking to you about it, learning from my mistakes, and I'm just really glad that I am who I am today. And I'm smiling, I'm healthy, I'm alive, and I let these people go. So it might be difficult at first. You might grieve a little bit, but trust me, in the very end, it'll all be worth it. It will all be worth it. Well, that is it for this video. I don't know if this car is getting hot or I'm just getting heated from thinking of all the toxic, negative people in my life over the years. But you know what? I hope I was able to at least give you some value, give you some insight, and inspire you to make the right decision in moving forward and letting go toxic people out of your life. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. Welcome to the community if you're new here. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.